What's going on, Knicks Nation? Thank you for joining me again for Knicks Nation post-game show on this Martin Luther King Day. Happy MLK Day, everybody. Early affair. Love these early games, and your New York Knicks came out with a bang, with another gritty win. Knicks win 119-110 against the Atlanta Hawks. Brunson 34-6. Payne came in off the bench, gave them another spark off that bench. Bridges with 26 points, 4 assists. Appreciate every single one of you guys in the chat, always supporting as always. If you guys want to hop in the Discord and call in, you guys can do so as well. I see you guys all in the chat already. Appreciate every single one of you. Guys, this was a true character win for your New York Knickerbockers. Nothing came easy, and it was as gritty as you expect when facing the Atlanta Hawks. There was chirping, physicality, and drama from pretty much start to finish, right? But the Knicks found a way to grind it out and grab the victory at the end. Great fourth quarter for your New York Knickerbockers and great third quarter from your New York Knickerbockers. And once again, you got great contributions from your bench coming in and providing you that spark. Campaign came in that first half, 10 points, 4-point play, talking to himself, going crazy. It's not what, 5 straight games with Campaign absolutely playing great for this team off the bench. Precious gave you some solid minutes off the bench. Mikal Bridges, 12 of 17 from the field. Great efficient game from Mr. Mikal Bridges. Only 27 minutes, too, from Mikal Bridges. You love to see that. But Jalen Brunson with an absolute masterclass. I thought Jalen Brunson with probably one of his most efficient games this season. 34 points in 39 minutes for JB. 34 points, 12 of 18 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3 from your captain, 6 assists. Got Mr. Daniels up and out of there. Fallon Dyson Daniels out the game. One of the league's best defenders, by the way. You saw JB put up the 6. Get him out of there, man. Terribly officiated game, by the way, too. Especially in that first half. Officials decided during halftime they would not call everything in the second half. But terribly officiated game. But this game was much needed. You came out. You got it done. And like I said, this was a character win for your New York Knickerbockers. They needed this one, guys. They needed this one desperately. And they got it. So shout out to the boys. Great win. And we got it done on this MLK Den. Hit some of these comments. Big Task, this was a must-win game. What's going on, Big Task? What's going on, man? Yuri, what's going on? Appreciate you in the chat. Darlene, how are you? Yuri's in the Discord ready to talk. This Rover says, shout out to the ref ball against us. Mikal put Trey in jail today from Ron Bees in the chat. What's going on, Ron Bees? Darlene says, let's go, Knicks. Needed this one, man. Needed this one badly, man. Yeah. And I thought that was important, Ron Bees. Mikal Bridges had, an amazing game today. And in the first half, he had Trae Young in jail. He played great defense. There was a couple of possessions where Mikal stood in front of Trae Young and he couldn't go anywhere. That resulting in a lot of turnovers for the Atlanta Hawks. And look, the Knicks are now 16-1 when they have 30-plus assists. So ball movement was key tonight, and ball movement, when the Knicks move the ball, they win. And season high in forced turnovers by this Knicks defense. Look, they were relentless in pressuring the Hawks ball handlers and just getting after them. I thought defensively, especially in the fourth quarter, especially in the first half. I know the Knicks were down 8 at the end of the first half, but that was one of the best we've seen this Knicks team play defense. They were after it, man, today. They were after it, man, and that's all effort. You could tell that they wanted this win badly. And when they play like that, they're going to be tough to beat. Look, Hawks had 23 turnovers. So the Knicks forced the Hawks to have 23 turnovers on the day. So, but I thought Mikal was sensational, man. Even with his season low in minutes, right? 27 minutes, and Tom Thibodeau was staggering him with Trae Young. So every time Trae Young went out, Mikal Bridges would go out. 27 minutes from Mikal Bridges. I believe that's his season low in minutes. So, but every second he played was impactful. Every single minute that Mikal Bridges played was impactful. And especially in that third quarter, Mikal Bridges' eruption was the spark that this Knicks team needed to swing this game. Opening up that third quarter, the Knicks scored, 7 points in a blink of an eye. And Mikal Bridges was the main guy in that third quarter to get this Knicks team back in the game. So just an incredible game from Mikal. And the 27 minutes I love because you won the game and he still only gave you 27 minutes. And I know the Knicks are on a back-to-back. They play Brooklyn. But, you absolutely love that. And hopefully we can build off of that. Look, Shamet came in the first half, gave you solid minutes. McBride, I've been talking about that too. I've been talking about McBride at the 2. And Tom Thibodeau loved to play McBride at the 2 today. So during our podcast, I said the Knicks' best lineups have Deuce McBride at the 2. And a lot of times tonight where you saw the whole bench in with Cat at the 5, you saw JB in with Deuce at the 2. And even though Deuce was 1 of 5 from 3 today, I keep saying tonight because it's 6 p.m. over here in the East Coast. But even though Deuce McBride was 1 of 5 from 3, I would say like 4 of those threes were in and out. They were great looks. And when Deuce is at the 2, Knicks look good. And obviously Payne came in and did his thing again, man. Shout out to Mr. Payne, man. Freaking love that guy, man. Love Cam Payne. Hit some of these comments. Big Task, what's going on? Appreciate you in here. Darlene says the refs were horrible. They were horrible. We'll get to them in a second. Hawks just beat the Celtics. We had to knock them off that high horse. Can't let Trae Young get a fat head. Yeah, Trae Young and Mikal were going at it all game long too. And you love that. You don't really see that from Mikal Bridges and Trae Young and Mikal Bridges. The thing I love about this game is Hawks put Trae Young on Mikal Bridges. And I love that the Knicks kept going to that matchup because 9 times out of 10, Mikal Bridges should be beating Trae Young. And he was for the entire game. Mikal Bridges was awesome today. And normally the Knicks go away from that stuff, man. But Knicks took advantage of that matchup. You got Trae Young on Mikal Bridges. You should win that matchup, and the Knicks were taking advantage of that, and that led to Mikal Bridges having such a efficient game. Only took 2 threes, hit 1 of them, 12 of 17 from the field. OG Anunoby defensively was great. Only took 4 shots, 9 rebounds. You love to see that. 2 assists for OG Anunoby. So I love that the Knicks kept going to that matchup with Mikal and Trae Young because that's barbecue chicken, man. That's barbecue chicken as we like to call it, man. It's barbecue chicken. Tony, what's going on? Great. Anichi on row. How are you? Appreciate you in the Knicks Nation post-game show. Great win, but the rest are brainless majority of the game. The officiating was atrocious tonight, guys. Atrocious. Especially early, it was terrible. Foul trouble. I think Brunson had 2 fouls in the first quarter. Towns got 2 fouls. Deuce McBride had 4 fouls in the first half. By halftime, McBride had 4 fouls. Both teams used their challenges early, and both were successful. That's when you know the referees are calling a crappy game. Both teams used their challenges, and both teams were successful. And the Knicks have a high, challenge success rate this year, so you love to see that. But first of all, Karl-Anthony Towns has the worst whistle in the NBA. Number one, there was a time where Trae Young draped him over the arm, no call. But it's the year is 2025, and we're still dealing with the NBA officials. I thought tonight was a poorly, officiated. Today was a poorly officiated game, and the crew was terrible. But yeah, you live on to see another day. You win the game. You win a gritty matchup. And like I said, today was a character win for this team. Because say what you want, man. You went down at 8 at halftime, and a lot of people are like, oh, man, here we go again, right? Here we go again. But this Knicks team pulled through. Character win, gritty. And you love that there was some spice to this one. And this Knicks team actually, pulled through and got it done at the end, man. Got it done at the end. Latoria says if this would have give Civ some minutes, Got a few minutes of rest. What's going on, Latoria? El Figgy says, I was okay with Cam getting that T. Someone has to call the refs out. The thing about that T, El Figgy, was I don't even think, you know how campaign is crazy. Like he's crazy. And I just think he got so excited hitting that 3. I'm not sure if he said anything to the female referee, but he was screaming. You know how he talks to himself during the game. He was screaming after that 4-point play, talking to himself. And I just think the official was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I think she thought he was talking to her. Maybe he said something, but hey, it's Trae Young got a T in this game. But like I said, it's just poorly officiated game, man. Poorly officiated game. Eddie, what's going on? Why did Thibs take out Cam? First half campaign was incredible, right? And today, I'm not going to be so upset that I think he only played like 4 minutes in the second half, but Jalen Brunson was awesome. Just absolutely incredible. And I know in the first half you saw JB and campaign a little bit, but the Knicks like Deuce in the lineups to close late because of his defense. JB was feeling it, man. Some of the shots Jalen Brunson hit today, they were tough shots. And, when he's shooting the thing like that, when he's 3 of 5 from 3, 6 assists, 34 points, 12 of 18 from the field, when he's feeling it like that, it's tough to beat this Knicks team. And Cat came back. Shout out to Cat. Worst whistle in the league, by the way. 13, 7 assists, 9 rebounds, 1 of 6 from 3. He finally hit a 3 in the second half, 5 of 18 from the field. So he's your most efficient player this season, right? So 5 of 18 from the field isn't it's uncharacteristic from Karl Anthony Towns. So thumb was probably bothering him, but credit to him, he gutted it out, and hopefully he can rest up that thumb and we can go from there. But I thought Cat gave you 7 assists, 9 rebounds, 13 points. Just awesome. Knicks need to play Brunson and Payne at the same time. Yeah, Tony, just spoke about that. I don't want to see Sims on the court anymore. Well, what's up with this Jericho Sims talk right now? Cam brought that energy we needed. Yes, he did. Coach Sierra, what's going on? Appreciate you in here. Thank you for rocking with me again. Knicks big win, 119-110 over the Atlanta Hawks, man. 28-16 on the season. The Knicks are now 14-8 in MSG. This one was a must. And you got it done. Daniel, what's going on? Coach gets credit for having Bridges ISO on Trae as much as possible. Yeah. Shout out to Thibs. I thought it seems like something got to Tom Thibodeau, because after last game, what have we been talking about? His poor substitution patterns. And today, Mikal Bridges came out at the 5-minute mark. I mean, he played 5 minutes in the first quarter, and he was following Trae Young's substitutions. And something got to Thibs. I thought his substitutions today were on point. They were great. They were amazing. Third quarter, Brunson was feeling it, so you really can't take him out at that point. I thought today, much better from Tom Thibodeau in terms of his substitution patterns. And Shamet gave you some energy in that first half, but McBride gave you impactful minutes with 20. And, like I said on the pod, Deuce McBride at the 2, those are some of the Knicks' best lineups. And you saw that a lot tonight. And even with Brunson out there, Brunson, Hart, McBride, and Anunoby, Towns. You saw Towns out there with the bench unit. You saw Towns out there with Payne, McBride, Shamet, Precious, Towns. You saw lineups of that today, and it was effective. And I thought defensively, the Knicks came out with some intensity today, and we haven't seen that. We haven't seen the Knicks come out with intensity from start to finish and just get after it, Aside from the poor officiating, aside from everything like that, you forced 23 turnovers, right? 23 turnovers. So I thought the early subs were strategic, considering the Knicks are on a back-to-back. Thibodeau also back-to-backs. He changes his substitution patterns. But I just thought, third quarter, the Knicks really took control of this game. 7 points in less than 2 minutes to kind of shift the momentum in that third quarter. And Mikal Bridges was a huge part of that. The shot making and his playmaking ability as well. I mean, Mikal with 4 assists today. So you needed this one. You got it done, man. You got it done on MLK Day, and that's pretty much all we have been waiting for. And, you got the Nets coming up. You got to get it done, too. Talented Nate, what's going on? Those technicals on Towns were outrageous. Yeah, man. El Figure, what's going on? Appreciate you in here. Appreciate you in here, Latoria. Oh, man. Calm night. Finally, bro. F the Hawks. Yeah, man. F the Hawks. This Rover says Deuce's 3-ball is gone, man. It came back for 1 game, and that's it. But I love that he made a tough shot. I think the shot clock was winding down. It was in the second half to kind of, calm things down a little bit. Tough shot from Deuce. And I love that he's making it. But the thing with Deuce McBride is on the floor with JB, you got to respect Deuce's 3. You got to. Even though he's 1 of 5 tonight, that's why those lineups are so effective with Deuce at the 2, because he just stretches the floor. And when he's open, he's a great catch and shoot 3-point shooter. And look, 1 of 5 tonight, but 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, got into foul trouble. But plus 15 for Deuce McBride on the court. And Campaign, 12 minutes. Bro, Campaign comes in and it's just energy, man. It was a play in the first half where the Knicks had a 3-on-1. Dude pulled up from 3 and splashed it right in front of Tom Thibodeau's face. And it was one of those plays where, if Payne missed it, he probably would have got pulled. But that just shows you the cojones that Campaign plays with. It's, you can't teach that, really. And honestly, this stretch, this past week and a half for Payne, Knicks have missed it because he sort of hit a wall early on in the month, right? So you just love that he's coming in and giving the Knicks exactly what they need: a spark, energy, and just positive minutes. Positive minutes, man. Positive minutes. Positive minutes. Nick Yak says Brunson and Bridges players of the game. What's going on, Nick Yak? How are you? Tony says Sims, Shamit, Ryan, Toppin, get them all out. Oh, man. This Rover says, I'm also glad that Josh Hart decided to wake up in the second half. He was playing like garbage in the first. Yes, haven't mentioned Josh Hart today so far, but I thought in that third quarter he's playing like a man possessed out there. When the Knicks were needing rebounding, because one thing the Hawks do well is rebound the basketball, especially offensive rebounds, the Atlanta Hawks. So Clint Capella gave them 7 offensive rebounds. Okongwu started this game for the first time this year, gave him 5 offensive rebounds, 9 rebounds. Hawks are big. They can rebound the ball. And a lot of times when Josh Hart was out, Knicks were struggling rebounding the basketball. But in that third quarter, Hart was playing like a man possessed, man. And, when obviously he's having a great season, but I thought in that third quarter, with Bridges playing the way he played, Hart, pushing the pace in that third quarter, Brunson having an amazing quarter in that third quarter. And even though Towns was inefficient tonight, in terms of scoring a ball, his presence out there alone is, you got to respect him. Almost a triple-double for Towns, 7 assists, 9 boards. So just Towns, I'm just happy that Towns is back, because him being out there alone is, a mismatch. And that's why the Hawks went with Okongwu to start this game, because last time Clint Capella can't stay in front of Karl Anthony Towns. So, DeAndre Hunter, he really is impressive. I thought, he's really improved his game, and I think he's 19 points off the bench, and he, and especially in the first half with some great play for them off the bench. And Bogdanovich can't hit a 3. That hurt them. Most of those threes were, open. 0-4 from 3. Trae Young 6-12, but you got it done. You got Dyson Daniels out of there. You got him in foul trouble early. You got him frustrated, and that's what you need. Yeah, that's what you want. And like I said, character win from your New York Knickerbockers. Character. They needed this one. They needed this one badly. Ron B says, I think Rick Boston said something to Thibs about the rotation in the first quarter. Could be, man, because look, we've been talking about Tom Thibodeau's rotations. They haven't been, the best this year. I actually think he's been bad in terms of his substitution patterns. And today was one of those games where you look at the box score and Mikal, 27 minutes. Honestly, like 26, you see how efficient he was in those 27 minutes. 12 of 17 from the field. He had his legs in the fourth. 26 points, 4 assists. You love it. And I don't know if the thing is he was matching Trae Young minute for minute, but not minute for minute because Young played 35 minutes, but Young would go out, Mikal Bridges would go out. But I just thought the Knicks loved the lineup with Deuce at the 2. He played 20 minutes today, and it was effective. It was working. And Precious, you needed the rebounding. 2 offensive rebounds for Precious, 2 steals, 2 assists. But Mikal, especially in that third quarter, propelled this Knicks team to ultimately winning 119 and 110. He was awesome. Awesome. And that's the threat of having Mikal out there. Because he gave you 12 of 17 from the field, but only hit 1 3. He's a mid-range assassin out there. And you just awesome game from Mikal. And Brunson, was going to go overlooked, but I thought he just set the tone, man. When we needed tough baskets, JB was there. When we needed a basket, when the Hawks would make a run, JB was there, man. And Brunson, 39 minutes, 12 of 18, one of his most efficient games this season. So you got it done, man. That's all we wanted, man. You got it done. Talented Nate, what's going on? Not worried about OG. Glad the shots that we needed went to the people who were feeling it tonight, and we didn't have to force anyone to shoot anything they are not comfortable with. Look, OG Anunoby, 4 field goal attempts today, 9 boards, 8 points, but effective minutes. I know it's been a struggle with him in terms of efficiency, in terms of shooting the basketball, and his elbow is bothering him, I think. And, if your elbow's bothering you, if you're going through a slump, just affect the game in other ways, and he has been. And look, he attempted only 4 field goals today, and look, when Brunson is having it, Mikal is having it, Josh Hart was 7 of 12 from the field, Payne is having it. That's the beauty of having OG Anunoby. He can affect areas on the basketball court that don't really show up in the box score. And I thought today he had the assignment of majority of the game he was on Jalen Johnson, excuse me. And Jalen Johnson, frustrating game. So, just having OG Anunoby out there is a presence. He's a presence alone. And like I said it on the podcast. OG Anunoby has never played this many games in a row since his rookie season. That's a long time. When his elbow's bothering him, when he hasn't played this many games since his rookie season, that's a positive. But, he's playing a lot. And he's kind of hitting a mid-season wall in terms of his efficiency. All of his numbers are down. But you love that today, just impactful minutes. Impact the game in different areas. And that's what OG Anunoby did today. Loud and Clear was at the game. Hope you enjoyed yourself, Loud and Clear. They got a victory, man. They got a victory. What are you, 1-0 in MSG? You should go to every game, man. Just go to every game. Mike, what's going on? Appreciate you. As always, it was good to see the defense through all 4 quarters. It was good to see that we didn't get gassed if we were playing like this moving forward. The Eastern Conference hopes are back. Mike, love it, man. Tonight, A+ for everyone. Thibs finally rotated the way you should in this modern game, and it paid off. Finally played 9 guys and look at the results. It was beautiful. Mike, this is what we've been hoping for, right? And 8, look, Sham at 10 minutes, but I thought the play where Payne fouled him found him running the break, and Shamet got the easy bucket. You love that. And Shamet, I thought, even was playing DeAndre Hunter pretty tough. I thought Shamet was playing Hunter tough. And impactful stuff. Just the 10 minutes, just even though you gave us 3 points, just it's another body on the court to give someone a breather. And I'm shocked Mikal Bridges played 27 minutes today. Like I am shocked, but I love it. I loved it. I love it. I know you're on a back-to-back, and look, maybe it's Mikal. I know he's going back to Brooklyn. It's his first game back since the trade. And he's probably going to want to play the whole damn game like in Brooklyn to stick it to his old team. So, but the 27 minutes for Mikal were impactful. Just 26 points in 27 minutes. It's tough, man. It's tough. I know he had 5 turnovers, but I'm not worried about that. And, we'll hear Tom Thibodeau speak regarding, but I thought, look, Mike, rotations were much better today. Much better. Brunson played the entire third quarter. I sent a tweet out at Knicks Nation on X, by the way, if you're not following me. I was joking in the first half. I said, I can't wait to see Payne play 2 minutes in the second half. Jokingly. But Brunson was so good in that third quarter, and I'll try to get the exact numbers from Jalen Brunson in the third quarter. He was so good in that third quarter that, it warranted Thibs not to go to Campaign earlier. But Campaign in that fourth quarter came in, gave the Knicks a spark. Impactful stuff in that fourth quarter especially. And rotations were much better. I'm trying to get Brunson's. Okay, JB in the third quarter. 12 points, 4 of 6 from the field, 66%. And 4-4 from the free throw line. So he had 12 points, 4 assists in the third quarter. Mikal Bridges in the third quarter. 14 points, 6 of 7 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. 1 offensive rebound, 1 assist, 14 points in 6 minutes in that third quarter from Mikal Bridges. Just A+ game from the squad, man. And you needed it. You needed it. Keefs, Greetings from the ATL. After 2 straight losses, I finally have a chance to gloat in my house. Keith, man, raise that banner. Raise that flag outside, man. Hawks came in today with, they were 2-0 against you this season. And you got revenge. On your home court, you got the revenge you needed, and we can move on. And this was a big win. This was a big win. They just lost to the Timberwolves. Hawks beat the Celtics in Boston, man. And they've been playing well. And if you look at the standings, they've been creeping on tail, the Atlanta Hawks. So this was a huge win for this Knicks team. And you love how it looked. Defensively, you loved how it looked. And, yeah, I mean, now you're, 2 games behind Boston. Now you're, Milwaukee's behind you. Pacers are behind you. So this was a big win. Big win, man. Mike says, I'm not concerned with Shaman. He's playing great defense and doing all the right things. Yeah, Mike. Mike Latoria says, this is why I say Thibs should play Sims to give OG a breather. 3 minutes, a half or so, it would work wonders. Latoria, a lot of people want the Knicks to play big, Latoria. A lot of people want the Knicks to play Hukporty with Cat to see if that, will help our interior defense and, help the rotations. But, with the return of Mitch Robinson on the horizon, just get back healthy, Mitch, and Sims, break glass in case of emergency type of player for Jericho Sims. But, just be ready. Just be ready. Loud and clear says Shamet have us great minutes today. Him and Campaign started Champagne trend with this game today. Love it, man. Love it. Champagne showed out tonight. I love that. Yuri, I see you in the voice chat, man. We'll get to you shortly. Be patient. Yeah, but Thibs did an excellent job starting Payne in the fourth to give JB a rest. And that was heaven sent to see. Yeah, you love it. Normally, you know, he'll ride with Brunson. He was having such a great third quarter. He was having such a great game that going into the fourth quarter, you were like, is Thibodeau going to go to Payne? And he had to, considering, the way he played in the first half campaign. And you could tell if he was going to give him 3 to 4 minutes. And in those 3 to 4 minutes in that fourth quarter, campaign balled out, and if he's going to provide that spark that this Knicks team has needed off the bench, and I know he hit a wall earlier in January, that's what we need, man. And, like I said earlier, with Deuce, you got Mikal Bridges some rest. You stick Deuce McBride on Trae Young. That's the beauty of having such a interchangeable defensive lineup. You could put Mikal on Young, you could put Deuce on Young, and, OG Anunoby can stay on Jalen Johnson and just be the helper. So I thought today was just perfectly coached. The Knicks had a perfect game plan. Feeding Bridges when he had Trae Young on him. Barbecue chicken, as they should. And they just kept going to it and going to it and going to it. How many times this year have we seen the Knicks just stick to their plan no matter what the mismatch is, right? And Trae Young was being guarded. Trae Young was guarding Mikal Bridges today. I mean, give him the ball every damn time. Give Bridges the ball every time. And that's what led to them chirping early on in the game, and you love to see that. So, yeah. Love to see that. Love to see that. Isaiah, what's going on, man? Appreciate you in here. Just wanted to stop by saying this is a good win for the team, but, man, the reffing was atrocious on both ends of the floor. Isaiah, man, the refs were absolutely terrible today. The year is 2025, and the NBA referees still want to be like the forefront of the basketball game. And that one ref, the guy with the buzz cut, the bald head, looks kind of young. He's bad. He's terrible. And Karl Anthony Towns continues to have the worst whistle in the NBA, and I don't understand it because, he gets fouled on the offensive side, but on defensively, they call everything on the man. And that's the frustrating part. That's the part we got to get through and work through. But it was frustrating. Keith says Deuce played great D on Trae. Yeah, man. And then loud and clear, Deuce looked like the man I thought we'd be seeing all year. Hopefully he can keep up the confidence. Yeah, man. That's interesting. Mike says that's interesting. She said that I think Sims can get away. She said that's interesting. She said that I think Sims can get away with playing some 3 or 4 out there. He can move and guard smaller players. Might not be a bad idea. Might not be. But, you take what you can get. Thibs went 9. You love it. In a back-to-back. So just be wary of that. Back-to-backs, Thibs goes 9. Especially in the first leg of the back-to-back. You're not traveling. You got Brooklyn on the docket. It's a TNT game. I don't know why it's a TNT game. But Mikal Bridges is going back to Brooklyn. Right? Will he get booed? I don't think he should. But I don't think there'll be enough fans, Brooklyn fans in there to boo him. That place would probably just be 80% Knicks fans. So we're going to take over Barclays Center like we've always done. But the key of the game was the turnovers, the turnover battle, right? 24 turnovers for the Hawks, 16 for the Knicks. Pushing the pace, 18 fast break points, 21 fouls. Second half, the refs, halftime came around and they wanted to switch how they were calling this game. They were calling it extremely terrible in the first half. And like I said, both teams used their challenges and they were successful. That's when it's a poorly officiated game. But things you love to see. 9 of 26 from 3. 34% for the Knicks. Hawks shot 43%. But the Knicks were able to still win in different areas. Turnover battle was important. The free throws were the same, and the assist, moving the basketball, finding different ways to win, and sign me up for that. Sign me up for that. Tony says, I don't want to see the Hawks in the first round. L Figgy says, I like seeing JB give Daniels the boot and getting him to foul out. We do better when JB is salty. Yeah, this guy right here, man. 6 fouls, man. Get out of here. Hit the road, Jack. Get out of here, man. And this is what you're talking about with the JB. Get him out of there. That's number 6. Knicks are better when JB is salty, man. Knicks are better. All right, let's get to the Discord. I know Yuri is waiting in the Discord. Let's get to Yuri. Once again, join the Discord if you guys want to call in and we can talk about, the game. So let's get to Yuri really quick. Give me 1 second. Yuri, thank you for joining the Knicks Nation post-game show. Appreciate you as always. What you got today?
So this is what I got. I got a nice Atlanta smoke pack for the chat. Got that little rat from the subway stations, that little rat that tried to dice roll on our court, a.k.a. Trae Young. We got a smoking pack for him. But for real, this game, I'm going to start off with the officiating. That had to be the worst officiating I've ever seen in all of NBA season. I'm not even joking when I tell you that. The fact that, no offense to Atlanta, the fact that you had Atlanta and a Knicks coach had to use the foul, had to use the challenges back to back. It was pathetic.
They were like out of bounds calls too. Like the ball went off the Atlanta Hawks and then they would challenge. It was like stupid challenge. It was you had to challenge it, but both teams won their challenges, and I think the Knicks have a great record. I think they're like 21-4.
I did actually search up. I saw an Instagram post. Tom Thibodeau and the coaching staff is 78.8%.
Wow.
Giving 80% every time they challenge. The success rate for their challenges is 80% this season. Say what you want about Tibbs. Say what you want about, his minutes, his bench uses. Don't deny that man the challenges. It's damn well sure he's going to win.
Yeah. And look, Scott King, I don't know if you guys remember, Scott King was the king of, no pun intended, but he went to San Antonio and he used to help Tibbs with the challenges. So, but the Knicks got a great assistant coaching staff, and, that's contributing to the percentages. But, yeah, you bringing that Hawks smoke pack, man. Finally got them. Finally got Trae Young, his little weasel. His little weasel. Finally got to him, man. And you needed this one, right, Yuri? I mean,
you needed this one bad. This wasn't a must-win game. I hate using the word must-win. This was a character-defining game.
Yes, like I said.
I would like to say. Because games like this, when you had Trae roll the dice on a logo, this is where this game can either make or break your season, character-wise. You're obviously going to be in the playoffs. Let's not get that out of the picture. Character-wise, though, it's going to show other teams what you're capable of. And what we saw today was a defensive, gritty team.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to give props to them on that. They were down 10. I was even saying to myself, okay, they're down 10. Let's see what happens. Mikal locked up Trae Young like he was in jail.
Locked him up. Let's go. He locked him up, man.
I'm not worried about – I'm going to get to OG, but I'm not worried about OG bouncing back. He's going to bounce back offense-wise. I don't think OG is going to get the credit that he's going to get tonight because I felt like he did really good defensively as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not – like I said on the podcast, I'm like a 3 out of 10 for OG Anunoby. He's played the most games in his career up to this point, and his elbow's bothering him. So I thought today was just a game where he impacted the game. They needed him to rebound, and he gave you 9.
Which is good in my opinion.
Yeah.
But back to why I said this was a must-needed win. Character-defining game. The Hawks do 2-0, won in the regular season. and one in the NBA in-season cup, the dice roll incident. And I got more info for you on that. Cam Payne had an interview with Monica on a radio broadcast. He legit told the team both in the locker room and during that before the second half that you're gonna let this man dice roll on our logo again.
Yeah.
He said that to the Knicks bench.
Yeah.
And he said that to Jalen Brunson. You're gonna let this man dice roll on that logo again.
Cam Payne was, you know how he gets when he hits a few threes, talking crazy. He talks to himself, yelling at, and I love the chippiness. Mikal started with it because there was a play in the first half where Mikal scored on Trae Young, like I said, barbecue chicken. And he looked at Trae Young and, sort of rolled the ball at him. And Trae Young came after him and, was clapping at him. But you love that, man, because
Mikal proved he was a dog today.
Everyone saw Trae Young rolling the dice on your logo. And, I know Brunson at the end of the game said, he's not worried about that. That doesn't give him motivation. MSG crowd gives them motivation. I know that's, that's great to hear from JB. But I know in the locker room, they're saying, like, all right, we got this one, man.
Yeah. And if you look at the standings now, you're still third in the East.
Yep.
You made your lead probably the most comfortable lead you had in the East as well. You pushed the Milwaukee Bucks back. You pushed Atlanta back. I think Orlando has to win a few games. I think they can pull it off. But the way I see it now in the playoffs, if this was playoffs today, we would be facing Atlanta in the playoffs as the third seed.
Mm-hmm. Give me that, man. Hey, look, it's Yuri. Appreciate the call, man. As always, thank you. Of course, no problem. Appreciate the call. Shout out to Yuri, man. Thumbs up for Yuri in the chat. Once again, hop into Discord if you guys want to call in. We're also in there like daily talking Knicks, and I respond to every single one of you. But if you look at the Hawks, I don't know what my mic keeps messing. If you look at the Hawks, right, they're the 6th seed. Orlando has kind of taken a step back here with Paolo Banchero coming back. So they've kind of, haven't played well. The Heat dealing with the Jimmy Butler situation. Pistons have played well. I wouldn't be surprised me if a week from now the Pistons are in the top 6. It honestly wouldn't surprise me. And despite the inconsistencies from this Knicks team, they are 28-16. They are third in the Eastern Conference, and they are 2 games behind Boston. And I believe we play Boston soon, right? We got the tough schedule. Yeah, we play Boston February 8th. So 2 days after the trading deadline. That should be interesting. If the Knicks decide to, trade for somebody. But 2 days after the trading deadline, your Knicks play the Boston Celtics. That's round 2 in MSG, Saturday night, February 8th on ABC. That's going to be a great one. And hopefully Mitch is back, hopefully Mitch is back. But I would assume if it was just me, and I'm just guessing, El Figgy says amazing what 2 days of rest will do. And I brought that up. Knicks haven't had 2 days of rest since December. It's been a while. This Knicks team has been playing a lot because we all remember all the days off in December. It caught up to them since they played so many days in January. I'm going to assume after the Toronto game, you have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm going to assume February 8th versus Boston, you get Mitchell Robinson back. That's my assumption. But you got Brooklyn, and then you got Sacramento, Memphis, Denver, Lakers, Houston, Toronto. It doesn't get easy. This is why this game was a must-win. Nick Yak says Hawks, Orlando, and Philly, if finished in 7th or 8th, can upset Cleveland or Boston. Yeah, anything can happen. Hawks are sneaky, man. They are. They're sneaky. I know we hate Trae Young and this and that, but they're a good team. They're a good team. And I believe they can upset anyone. Dibs' only problem is there's only 25 challenges, Nick Yak says. Only thing I would say about Dyson Daniels, first of all, this rover in the chat says Dyson Daniels with his $8 haircut. Oh, that gave me a chuckle, man. Dyson Daniels with his $8 haircut, man. Look at the $8 haircut. What did he get? A blowout? Man. This Rover, man. You funny, man. Mitch only missing 7 more games after the All-Star break. Mitch coming back, not going to do anything besides have Payne or McBride lose minutes. I disagree. It'll look. Tom Thibodeau, I know, and his substitution patterns haven't been great this year, but it's just another weapon, just another option, just another player for him to go to. And, you know, you're 28-16, you're 12 games over 500. You needed this win, and you got it done. And you now move to Brooklyn. And that should be another win, although Brooklyn plays hard, right? You win that game, you're 29-16. And then you come back home for another 5-game homestand. Sacramento, Memphis, Denver, Lakers, Houston. So the West Coast is coming into your building. And all 5 of those teams, Sacramento's playing well. Memphis, second best record in the West, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Lakers are the Lakers. Houston, second best record, third best record, or second. So, but everyone's going to be looking at this marquee matchup versus Boston again. So, you love that the Knicks pulled this one out. You love that they got it done. And this Rover says Mitch coming back will mean we don't need to see Precious at the 5 anymore, which is good. It's going to be interesting what Tom Thibodeau does regarding that. You know, I know he will play Precious in stretches, but it's good problems to have, right? It's just nothing but good problems to have. But like Tom Thibodeau has said, when we get him back, we'll get him back. So it seems like Thibs is getting annoyed. He keeps answering Mitchell Robinson questions like, when is he coming back? So when we get him back, we get him back. But just a great win. Nick Yak, All-Star break is over February 20th. That's what teams must have been thinking. It's kind of late, right? I mean, yeah, you play Atlanta 2 more times, by the way, this season, because we played them an extra game because of the play-in. So the All-Star game will start right after you play a back-to-back. So after this game versus Atlanta, that's your All-Star break. So you got all this time off to reset your body, get healthy, get right. But I think when we hit this point, this is going to be a tough stretch. You know, these games coming up. But all in all, do the Knicks need to improve? Yes. But today I thought was a great step in the right direction because we saw the intensity on the defensive end. We saw them win a tough game. We saw them, character win. Character win. 16-1 when they have 30-plus assists. When the ball is moving, the Knicks are winning. When the ball's moving, the Knicks are winning. So, who would you guys say in this stretch is the toughest opponent? Sacramento, Memphis, Denver, Lakers, Houston. I would say Houston. Because I know Denver, you always look at Denver. You always respect them with Jokic. But Houston, man, they're on the up and coming. Jalen Green's playing well. I think he just won Player of the Month or Player of the Week. So, but all in all, it's a tough stretch, but they got it done. It started today, and they got it done. I do feel like Cat's thumb is clearly messing his shooting up, but hopefully it gets better soon. Yeah, look, Cat was inefficient today, and you don't really, see that from him. He's like one of the Knicks' most efficient players, but, impacting the game in other areas. Even though Cat, was missing threes that he normally makes, he made a big one in the second half. You love that he was impacting the game in terms of rebounding, the assist numbers, when you have 7 assists today. So you just love that from Cat. And, yeah, all in all, look, guys, great win for the squad. Appreciate you guys joining. Be back tomorrow. Brooklyn, get it done. Subscribe, all that good stuff. Hop in the Discord. Come chop it up. I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.